How's it going, everyone? Welcome back here. Today I am going to be showing you how to make one of the most well-known bath products that not just women but some men like it too. We're going to be making bath bombs. So basically the ingredients to bath bombs is very simple. Okay, so your main ingredients are Epsom salt, cornstarch, sodium bicarbonate, or most well known as baking soda, citric acid, your base oil, and your essential oil. So today's essential oil, we will be using spearmint extract, which this stuff is awesome. Last time I made these bath bombs, which was my first time I made them, I swear, my mother was sitting in the living room and she smelt the essential oils all the way in there. And it was so strong that I smelt it in my bedroom on the other side of the house for a couple hours. But use an essential oil that you know you're going to like, because believe me, you're going to smell it for a little while. So, word to the wise, if you've made this before or whatever and you know the recipe well by heart, learn from my example. I've known stuff in the past and memorized stuff in the past, and it's very easy to accidentally make a mistake. I know the recipe. I basically know how much of each product goes in it, but still I follow a recipe just so I don't make a mistake. So the normal bath bomb recipe is 1 cup baking soda, ½ cup citric acid, ½ cup Epsom salts. It has to be finely ground up, okay? So use a food processor, or hell, a coffee grinder works perfect. That's what I use to grind this up. So that's a ½ cup of this. You're going to use 1 teaspoon of water, 2 teaspoons of your essential oils, 3 teaspoons of your base oil, which it says here olive oil, but you can use just about any natural oil there is, like olive oil, peanut oil, coconut oil. But you got to pay attention to what people's allergies can be. Some people can't use coconut oil, like my sister, highly allergic. Some people can't use peanut oil. They're highly allergic, you know. Olive oil is one of the best oils you can get, because there may be a handful of people in the United States that have an allergy to it. But if all comes to it, you can use canola oil. It does not have a beneficial properties like olive oil does. So back to this, you want to use your food coloring. So I forgot to grab my food coloring. Bear with me. Seeing that I don't know what color I'm going to make it just yet, which most likely would be green because of spearmint, I just pulled them all out. You can use any types of coloring that are basically food safe, I would suggest. So from gel to liquid food coloring. So you got your food coloring, you need your bowls, and you need some type of a mold. The time I made them before, I used the 1 cup measuring cup, which was a little big, and when they were drying, they sort of like bulged down and the sides bulged out. So I'm going to try for the ½ cup measuring cup, if not a ¼ cup measuring cup, which I don't have that right there, and if I want to go with that, I'll get that later. And then, of course, a jar, which I don't know why you would need it, but if you want to use a jar, you can. And then the bath bomb mold, which is that. So I don't use a whisk, because when you start whisking the Epsom salt powder, baking soda, this, and everything together, it gets very powdery. Now, just on a suggestion, okay? Mix all your dry ingredients together in one bowl. Mix all your wets together in another container. Now, save your citric acid for last. put that in after all your wets and dries have already been mixed. Because if you put this in with your dry ingredients at first, you start putting your wet ingredients in, those will start sizzling and bubbling, and you'll lose some of your effect. Okay? So, let's go ahead and get some of this stuff measured out. First, I'm going to grab the quarter cup measuring cup. So, Tupperware, gotta love it. Alright, so let's get started measuring out. I'll set this off to the side. Seeing that I already got this. So, I'm going to want 2 cups of baking soda because I'm doing a double batch. So let's get started. The easiest way to do this, you get you one of these big measuring cups right here. It's a 2-cup measuring cup. So, let's see what I mean? It's powdering up. No! 1 second. Alright. Almost run out of baking soda. Hope my mother doesn't mind I'm stealing the baking soda out of the fridge. She shouldn't mind. This stuff's really dirt cheap. So. Now, we'll get moving along if I ever get this blessed thing open. Good night, people. Man. Alright, 2 cups baking soda. Be careful pouring it into the bowl. Powder's up. Alright, set that off to the side. The next ingredient was going to be the citric acid. We're going to need a 1/2 cup of that. But seeing that we're doing a double batch, we're going to need a full cup. So what I'm going to do, seeing that I said put your citric acid in last, I am going to take a separate bowl. Again, Tupperware. You gotta love it. Now, you see I got 2 containers here. You can get this just about any big box store that sells canning equipment. A citric acid used for, used in canning and stuff, and also the most well-known use for this is your sour gummy candies. Yeah, the little powdery, sour texture on the very top is this right here. So, and this stuff is really sour. So maybe one day I might do a video on making gummies. And if you want to see a video of that before I make mine, check out Grant Thomas, the King of Random, on YouTube. He makes gummies from scratch, and I've been trying to get all the ingredients together, and every time I do get the ingredients together, some of the ingredients disappear. My mother used my Jell-O twice. But it ain't no big deal. It's not like it can't be replaced. So, we're going to need a full cup. Citric acid. Right there it is. Got that. Set that off to the side. Alright. That's done. Now, 1/2 cup Epsom salt, double batch, we're doing a cup. So, let's hope I have a full cup in this bag because I really don't want to pull out the coffee grinder. Which it might be a possibility, I might have to. Now you can buy this stuff already ground up if you want. Costs a little more, or should I say a little more than a little more. But it's up to you, whether you want to or not. Yeah, I'm going to have to get the coffee grinder out. Try not to make a mess like I'm doing. Alright, where's that blessed coffee grinder? Here she is, right here. Alright, y'all. Here's the coffee grinder. Just be very, very careful when you're using electrical equipment if you're not used to this. And if you're underage and you want to do this, please have your parents help you. Now, Epsom salt is a granulated material. It's like regular salt almost. So pretty much it needs to be a powder form. Thankfully this stuff is already granulated. So plug it in. Here we go. Like I said, you want to get this to a powder form. What I have right here could do, but I like to make sure. All right. That should be good enough. Now, make sure your coffee grinder's clean. When I ground this first amount up, it was the first time this coffee grinder had been used in probably about 10 years at least. And I wasn't even thinking to check it to make sure it's clean, but it really does not matter. Because guess what? Coffee is a little beneficial to the body. The natural oils in it and stuff. So not to say you're going to get much use out of it, but because there's very little coffee grounds here, but just make sure it's clean. Yep, I'm making a mess. Alright. Get the stuff out of the way that I've already used. Toss away the trash. Now, get the baking soda, citric acid, and the Epsom salts. The citric acid separate. Baking soda and Epsom salts are right here. We need 1 teaspoon of water. Alright, so let's get that. Now, that's 2 teaspoons, see we're doubling the batch. Cold water. 1, 2. Alright, that's 2 teaspoons there. Now, I'm missing an ingredient on my list. I'm going to have to go check the list here in a minute, but let's just keep going for the moment being. It calls for 2 teaspoons of essential oils, but seeing we're doing a double, that's going to be 4 teaspoons. It calls for 3 teaspoons of olive oil, seeing we're doing a double batch, that'll be 6 teaspoons. I'm going to save the essential oil one for last so we don't lose any of the flavor. So, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 teaspoons of olive oil. Alright, now back to what I was doing. So for the essential oils, it calls for 2 teaspoons. Make that 4, okay? So, now this stuff does pour a little slow. So be patient, okay? So, now, so I don't make a mistake, clean the teaspoon off. So there's nothing on it, so you don't miss out on some valuable essential oils. Now, hold it there. Just let her drip. So that's one. Alright. See if I can pop this slow pour thing off. There we go. Make that a little bit easier. So, done one already. 2, 3, 4, and a little to grow on. Now, wow, I might actually have enough to make 2 more batches, who knows. So let's set this over here. Oh my god, it smells so good. Alright, now, I took a quick second between the olive oil and the essential oils to go back to my computer and look up how much cornstarch is needed. Now, it calls for a half cup for a single batch. So we're doing a double batch. We're going to be doing a full cup. Cornstarch is very dense, not heavy dense, but it likes to stick to itself. So don't try shaking the stuff out of the container, okay? Because it will splatter everywhere. Just tap it lightly. Alright. That was 1 full cup, just to be on the safe side, in case there was some voids in there. About a tablespoon and a quarter. So, now, let's get this cleaned up a little bit. Because it does suck to work in a messy area sometimes. I've worked in enough kitchens. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Now, it's calling for one more thing. Food coloring. Alright, so when it comes to putting food coloring in, this does not tell you how much you have to use, okay? So, use to your discretion. And I hate these little food coloring jars. Come on, get the bless out of there. Out of there. Alright. Now I made my bath bombs last time green. And heck with it. I used up almost all the green last time, so I'm gonna make them blue this time. So just use your own choice of how much food coloring you want to use. I used 3/4 of one of these things last time, and it made them really green. So I'm going to use half this time. Yeah, I'm shining it in the light. Okay, that's half. So, get these things out of the way. Let me find me a fork to toss this stuff with. Like I said, be very careful when mixing this up, because it can be very powdery. Now, you can use your hands, but if you use your hands, wash them first if you plan on selling these or giving them away, because you don't want to put any germs into the bath bombs. But also, make sure they are thoroughly dry. Alright. The reason why I'm using my hands is because the Epsom salt was packed pretty good into clumps. So I'm using my fingers and hands to break it up, but as well as mixing the stuff up. Now, like I said, the stuff powders up. It'd be on the best bet to wear a mask if you have breathing problems. Now, I do have slight breathing problems. I can't wear a mask because I feel like I'm suffocating when I'm wearing one. And these clumps are breaking up really nice. Now, just stir this stuff around. And when I say this stuff is dense, you can feel it. That one clump right there weighs about a pound. It's amazing. Now, get my hand washed up. Let me see if we got something there that I like. Yes. Got me a little escargot fork. I'm going to use to mix all the liquids together. Now, let's see if we got one of these little spatulas in here. Probably in the dishwasher. Yes, it is. Alright. Sorry it's red. I made spaghetti sauce the other day. And, yeah. So, reason why I say keep your citric acid for last, because this part here would make it fizz up if you're not really quick. So just go ahead and pour this in here. Get all those liquids out. You don't really have to worry about that at the moment. Just get them out. Start stirring this stuff together. Try to get all the liquids incorporated as best as possible. Then you use your fingers once again. Now, let's get this aside and let you watch this. You gotta get all this stuff incorporated really good. Oh, it smells so wonderful right now. You can see this changing colors as we speak. And to be honest with you, this ain't as blue as I'd love it, as I'd like it to be. But this, at the present moment, is not done changing colors. So, got that part incorporated really decent. Let's get these little clumps that fell out of the bowl. Those are good coloring. Now, let's get in this bowl here. Scrape out as much of these oils as godly possible. Because your essential oils are still in this container. You may not know it, but they are. Watch this. See how much just came out of there? There's some videos where people do this. It will make these bath bombs and they don't scrape the bowl. And they're losing essential oils. You know, same way as baking. So, now, if this ain't the depth colors you want, don't be freaking out, oh my god, I messed it up. No. Go ahead and add some more color in. To your discretion. You're not going to mess this up. So, all this reincorporated. Use your fingers. Squish this stuff. Imagine having a bug in your fingers and you just want to squish it. Think of it like that. You're squishing this stuff right here, okay? You got to get this stuff very incorporated. Now, Once you have this, basically this incorporated, you could actually use a blender to get this mixed up a little more. Me, I don't feel like pulling the blender out. But don't use the blender until the wets are mixed into the bowl, into the dries. Because if you do, you thought the powdering that was happening to me a minute ago was bad, you'll choke. So, that's that. I'm going to wash my hands one more time. Oh man. And I almost forgot one detrimental step. But I wanted to get that stuff out from in my fingernails for the moment. So I'll set this in the sink. Alright. Down to one last ingredient. Your citric acid. It's not fizzing. Don't breathe in that dust. That'll choke you. And it's very tangy. So, get the citric acid, blend it in. Alright, this may take a minute or two. And yes, use a bigger bowl. I just used this one because I didn't realize how big a double batch was going to be. It has been about 2 months since I made a bath bomb, so I forgot how big the single batch was. So, get this well incorporated together. Now I will say this, last 2 times I washed my hands off, oh man, my hands are feeling so good. Sorry about hearing that noise in the background. We got cats in the house and they're fighting. That's the god-awfulest noise ever, is to hear cats fighting. So, alright, got that done. Now, get my hands cleaned one more time. Oh man, that feels so good on my hands. Alright, let's dry my hands off one more time. So, let's get this area wiped up a good bit real quick. Try to keep your work area as clean as possible, because you don't, it's a pain in the butt to have to clean it all up as one big mess in the end. Alright, so let me figure one thing out. Alright. Now, when you make these things, you got to let them dry for as long as possible, a week, week and a half maximum. Or you could use them right away, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to set mine up to dry. And easiest thing is use something where they can breathe underneath them. So, I'm going to make one with a 1/4 cup measuring cup first to see how they'll come out. So I'm going to need something to tamp it with. Nope. Man, where's the... Okay. Guess I'll use the handle of this. So, get your bath bomb material in there. You just press this down tight. Press it like you're pressing a pimple. Alright. Use something to scrape that clean, scrape that smooth. Now, you see it's not coming out. The way you do this, first of all, so we don't mess up, let's cover that with some paper towels. Alright, right there's our edge. Hey! I didn't even need to tap it. Look at that, perfect little baby bath bomb. So, I'll make another one so you can see what I'm doing. Get you a clump on there. Use your hand. Press that shiznit down in there. Press it as hard as possible. Get all the stuff clumped together. Then use this, or whatever you got, to scrape it clean. Now, sometimes they won't. Okay, these things are making me look stupid. So I tell you what, I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get all these made out, and I'm going to have a little ball or nugget to show y'all what the effects are. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. Alright, I'm back. So, pretty much, as you can tell, I got the bath bombs molded. So, now, it'd be on a best bet to let these babies sit for about a week, but I got a yard sale coming up on Saturday, so hopefully they could dry out pretty good. I might bring in a little desk fan to blow on them to help them dry some. But right here I'm going to show you the bath bomb. Basically what they are and what they do, and I'm going to explain to you the beneficialities of them, if that's the correct way to say it. So as you can tell, I have me a vase here. Some y'all might say vase, some y'all might say vase. I don't know the correct pronunciation. You know what? I call it a vase. So that's all that matters to me at the moment. So this one here was like an incomplete one. It's missing part of the bottom because this is all I had left over. So I'm going to give y'all this as the demonstration piece. So basically, in a bath bomb, you got, of course, like I said, you got your Epsom salts, your citric acid, your baking soda, and your starch and your base oil, your essential oils and stuff. Now the essential oils is there for the smell. The base oil is there for the to help your body. Then you got this Epsom salts that actually clean out the pores, which my hands are feeling very silky smooth right now. Not only from the Epsom salts, but from the oils as well, and everything and such on and so forth. Now the baking soda is there to help with the citric acid. When the citric acid and baking soda are formed, it creates a fizzy. And the best way to describe it, an Alka-Seltzer tablet. And that's what it is sodium bicarbonate and citric acid. Yeah, when I was looking for the citric acid, everyone was wanting to sell me the, what is it called again? The Alka-Seltzer tablets. I'm like thinking, no, it's not the proper amount of baking soda and citric acid. So, but yeah, that's basically what that is. Gives you the fizzies and the bubblies and everything. And I apologize for the cat knocking the camera. I'm going to check and make sure I'm still in frame. Sorry about that. Like I said, cats, they be stupid most of the times. So, yeah. So, why don't I just show you what this looks like? Like I said, my last batch off the first batch I made were green. They're also about 3 times this size. So, here we go. Oh, shite! Yep, that just happened. Oh, Lord. It happens, you know what I mean? So that basically gives you an insight on what bath bombs do. You saw how far up that water was, right there. And now it's all the way down here. You know, when I was trying to learn how to make bath bombs, you don't know how many videos I watched to help me figure this out, and how many videos I actually seen where people actually made this same mistake. So it happens, you know what I mean? That's why I say try to be safe, try to clean up your work area. Try to keep towels nearby. So, but you saw what a bath bomb does. You drop it in water, it fizzes and popples and crackles and all that good stuff. It makes me wonder what they put in our Rice Krispie treats when we were kids to make you do the same. Alright everyone, well, let me put that back down. So, I'm going to go ahead and say adieu, and I'll see you next time. But before I clear off from here, if you would do me a favor, hit that subscribe button below and the like button below. And, you know, I ask this all the time. Try to help me out with the likes and subscribes. But if you can't do it, or if you don't want to do it, it's no big deal. I'll still produce these videos. So, alright everyone. Until next time.